Hi class, I just want to give you a brief introduction to Unit 7 and what we'll be doing in there. We're going to be putting Unit 6, the one that you're currently working on that's about presentation graphics, on just a 1-week pause during Thanksgiving break. I'm mainly doing that so you don't have to try and find a way to coordinate with each other when everyone might be going out of town doing family things, stuff like that. So we're going to be turning our attention to Unit 7, which is going to be the final unit in the course, and this unit is all about building a report on professional writing practices in your field. And the report is a recommendation report, which is drawn from, let's see if I have it in here, from Chapter 13 in your Markle textbook. So if you want to know more about the format of the report, of the final report, go and look at that. But the report itself, just to be clear, is not due for several more weeks. It's the final thing that's due in the class. What we're going to be doing in the meantime is really trying to build up that research base so that you can write an effective, informed report for this situation. So let's talk about the situation really quickly. The situation basically is one constructed to ask you to research the writing practices in your profession and make some clear recommendations to give you a chance to practice this recommendation report style, because it's something that's fairly typical in a lot of workplaces. It's a bigger type of project. It's something you should at least have some experience in this course. So the case is about a new startup, Miami-Dade writing instruction, that has been currently just offering a general 6-hour writing tutorial, and it covers a lot of the basics of the types of things that we've talked about in this class: document design, organization techniques, paragraph structure, writing style, audience analysis, etc. But what this startup is learning is that they might need to focus on writing practices that are specific for particular professions, because they're getting lots more interest from companies that are looking for a little bit more specific types of information. So they've reached out and they are just asking for some suggestions on what we might be able to help them expand their current course offering. So where might they be able to tailor their instruction more specifically for engineers or for lawyers or for people in the health services industries, etc. So basically what they asked is that we go out and research a little bit more into the writing practices of these specific fields and professions, and then give them some suggestions on what they might be able to do to improve their instruction for those particular areas. So you can look at this assignment sheet. It's in the Unit 7 folder, and this is, like I said, the final thing that you're going to be doing for the semester. For next week, though, and it's just important to know that context for this, but for next week, you're going to be working on annotated bibliography. So you've probably done annotated bibliographies in different courses, but the main reason that I'm having you do one in this course is because I really want you to go out, do some secondary research, and have some good notes so that you can start using this research in your upcoming work and in your report. So basically what I want you to do is I want you to go out and find at least 4 sources. They don't all need to be academic or in-depth sources, but I'd like at least 2 of them to be more academic or in-depth, so lengthier sources, things that can get into some detail. It's great if you can find some academic sources. There definitely is information out there for almost every profession on some of the writing practices in it, and you can find that through our different resources or through Google Scholar, things like that. But I really do want it to focus on a specific field's communication. So don't just give me basic sources that talk about correspondence in general, or that talk about like writing in general. Find it specifically around your field. How you define that field and what you want to go into is kind of up to you, but if you need to talk about that, if you have some different ideas, get in touch with me. I'm always willing to talk about these types of things. But you can define it how you want to. If you want to talk about engineering in general, or if you want to talk about specifically mechanical engineering, or if you want to talk about something even more specific than that, like a thing that you really, really want to do, you can research what you want to with all of that. So basically, this annotated bibliography will just involve at least 4 sources, 2 in-depth ones, create citations for it. So have citations. They can be APA, they can be MLA, they can be Chicago, they can be IEEE, they can be really whatever citation style you're familiar with and comfortable with, but they should be in a consistent citation style. And that's really just so that you have complete information there and that you have it in a consistent way. Then I'd like you to write 2 paragraphs for each citation. Write one that gives a quick summary of the source. This is going to be really effective if you can summarize it in a way that can help you find the information that you need. Keep it short, keep it to the point, but really give yourself the information that you need so you can come back to the source much more quickly. And then write another paragraph that really focuses on how you might be able to use this. How useful is it? What points does it make that you think will be something you want to include? This can basically be acting as notes to yourself, but I do want to see you reflecting on that source a little bit more. I have a rubric down here at the bottom of the page that you can look at for how I'm going to grade it. Basically, you're going to get full credit as long as you include 4 sources and at least 2 are like in-depth good sources. If you have consistent and complete citations using some sort of citation style, if the summaries are just complete and effective, and if the reflections actually consider how you might use it. It's not a very difficult grading scale. Basically, I just want to see that you're creating an annotated bibliography that'll help you with the rest of the project. And that's all that's due at the end of next week. That's all that's due on November 26th. I wanted to try and let you have some time to do some of this research, make it a little bit more easy to do, and give you something that's manageable over Thanksgiving week. After we come back from Thanksgiving, we're going to jump back into this teamwork for 1 more week to finish up our unit focused on presentation graphics. And then after that, you'll be moving on to this report more fully, working on an interview, doing the actual recommendation report, and just completing up the last few things of the semester. So, as always, if you want to talk about what profession you're choosing, if you have any questions about the sources that you're choosing, if you're having trouble finding sources, if you need really any sort of support or need to talk through this project during the week, get in touch. I want to keep the communication lines open. I want to help you with this. I found that this report has been really helpful to some students in the past, so I really want it to serve you as best as it can to help you just learn more about the writing practices of your profession. So please be in touch, and I look forward to talking to you during the coming week.